I'm Solaris Blue Ribbon, and I'm listening to Space Boy Universe.
Hi, I'm Space Boy.
And I'm Sir Lana.
And you're listening to Space Boy Universe
on the Paranormal UK Radio Network.
32 minutes, 21 seconds. 5-second tone followed by a 1-second pause.
You are listening to Space Boy Universe.
Okay, gang, let's go.
From the space city called Houston, Texas, welcome to Space Boy Universe, featuring Space Boy and the lovely Sir Lana. So strap in and prepare for launch sequence.
Greetings and salutations. I'm Space Boy, and across from me is the lovely Sir Lana, and this is Space Boy Universe. It is December 29th. The last show of the year, and we're on topic number 3.13, which is 2019 prediction. Yes, you've reached the 2019 prediction show, and we'll take some calls and take some of your predictions. As always, follow us on Twitter. That's at the SBU Universe. Follow Solana at Solana. Follow me at Spaceboy Music. Now, of course, tonight we're beta testing a new chat room, which will give you the ability to put all sorts of nifty little things into it. If you are a member of the Space Cadets who like Space Boy Universe, you can go there. The link is there, and of course, Solana might throw in the link into the chat room in the Spreaker chat so that you can navigate over there to check that out. Of course, in addition to Twitter, you can find us all over social media. Just search for Space Boy Universe. Hey, Space Cadets, you'll want to check out our YouTube channel because, man, we are doing stuff over there left and right, and we encourage you to go there because we do more than the archive of shows there. There is video content from SB Music, video interviews, 2-Bit Gamers, and so much more. Hit that subscribe button and click the bell to be notified when new content is available. Can't catch a show live? No problemo. Take the SBU on the go with you via Spreaker, SoundCloud, iTunes, iHeartMedia, and Spotify, because we like the broadcast. And on that magical note, let me bring in the lovely Sir Lana. As she's distracted because of this new chat room.
Okay, so there's two big new Space Boy Universe / music items to talk about. Let's talk about, because we're here now. Bob is in our beta testing chat with us, and that is spaceboyuniverse.com/chat.html. No big whoop. I have posted it. Okay. Spaceboy has found out this chat will not work in Internet Explorer, and I'm a snob. I'm so sorry if that's your problem, but for crying out loud, it is almost 2019. It is time to abandon Edge and Microsoft Internet Explorer. It is time to leave them behind, people. Go get you some Firefox. Go get you some Chrome. Opera might still be out there. In fact, there are other web browsers out there. Go get Tor. You can use Tor for the clear web. You can use a lot of stuff for the clear web. So it's I posted it in the Spreaker chat. If for some reason you can't get it to work, you don't understand it, you don't like it, we are still in the Spreaker chat. This is a beta test, but what we like about the one embedded on our website is we can post images, links, animated GIFs, links to videos, and the video will play inside the chat. You don't have to leave the chat. Standard rules for behavior apply, and we would ask you please keep all your content you're posting and typing PG-13 If you would be embarrassed for a 4-year-old to see this, don't post it. That's all we ask. So, yeah, if you're up for it, you can try it out. If you can't get it to work, stay in our Spreaker chat. We're both there, too, so I'm kind of going back and forth. So, just for fun, there's an image right above the chat on that page that tells you how to change your
Screen name.
But you have to click the plus sign. I forgot about that. There's a plus sign next to where you're typing in, a green plus sign. Just click that, and it'll give you that little box to change your name.
And let me chime in on kind of why we're doing this is because I have reached out to Spreaker several times about the chat room not being dynamic enough to support what we do, and it's been over a year. And it's still the plain old chat room that you see when you go there. And I've often wanted to be able to post pictures that are related to the show, and I cannot do that. I can only provide a link. I want to be able to put a picture in there, or something. You know
why Spreaker doesn't want to? They don't want to police it, or they don't want to have to be responsible ultimately for having to decide policies and policing this content. It's just easier not to offer it. Whereas we can just shut this whole thing down easily. I'll just go rip the code out the page. But
you don't need a Google account to have Chrome if you're going to use Chrome.
No, it's just a browser.
It's just a browser. So don't be fooled into buying Google's stuff to. You don't need an account for it.
Well, we don't. Yeah, we don't. I don't use my phone for this type of thing, so maybe it won't work your phone. But like I said, we're still in Spreaker chat. We're still over there. So you can go back to Spreaker chat. It's just that we're beta testing. We're looking at other solutions we could use, and the problem is, cross-platform is a difficult thing when you're dealing with web. You've got mobile, and you've got your PC, you've got your Mac, and you've got your Linux. If it comes down to this, it comes down to, well, it doesn't work in IE, but it'll work on my phone, and it'll work on my PC, Mac. Then I would be inclined to adopt it because, once again, I'm sorry if that's your browser of choice, but it's almost 2019. It's time to abandon IE.
I think at the end of the day is don't get frustrated. Like I said, we're beta testing this. We're trying to make improvements.
We like it because I can post. You can actually post more in there than we're doing. You can put an image. You can put a YouTube link. You can use emojis. You can play a game in there. I can't get that to work. You can upload a file, which I would not do anything beyond an image. We can doodle in there, yet I have not got that to work. And if you're on a webcam, it'll take your picture.
Yeah.
And if you go to the bottom right corner, there's a magnifying glass. You think that's a search, but if you click it, it will increase the size of the font in the chat, which I like because I'm old.
So just at the end of the day, like I said, just keep in mind we're just beta testing. We're trying to bring some new things to the universe. Speaking of which, Sir Lana has been doing a heck of a good job on
our second announcement.
Would you like to take? I don't want to steal your thunder.
And it's taken me a while, and I'm sorry. And I just recently got inspired out of nowhere to add 2 new designs, but I'd already had 4 new designs sitting and waiting. Our new merchandise shop is here. We're on Spreadshirt.com now, which is an American-based site, which means the prices are better. You're not going to have to wait forever to get your merchandise. And we still have Redbubble. It's still there. I still want to cater to our European and our Australian, cadets. But Redbubble does offer more products, but with Spreadshirt, it's pretty cut and dry. So we've got merchandise for Space Boy Universe and Space Boy Music. There's 3 pages of merchandise for you to browse through. So make sure when you go to the bottom of the page that you see there's a page 1, 2, and a 3. Because there's so much there, we can't get it all on one page. And we're talking baseball caps, canvas totes, pullover sweatshirts, hoodies, as some of the kids call them, hoodies. We've got men's t-shirt, we've got women's fitted t-shirts, we've got stuff, like I said, that promotes Space Boy music and stuff that promotes Space Boy Universe. The Universe stuff, the newest stuff for Universe is probably going to be on page 3 because I uploaded it first and I didn't realize.
Yeah, the classic Necro astronaut.
Our classic
Necronaut
logo, official logo, is there, as well as some Space Cadet gear that I put together. Like, you'll see, like, what I call the badges, the flight suit badges, which is, there's one of Space Boy, there's one of Rosie the Riveter as an astronaut, there is one of the Avatar that's kind of supposed to be me, you know, the redhead woman doing the salute. Those are the 3 Space Cadet flight suit badges. And then I uploaded the stamp we had made, and I had physically painted / stamped these images for the Comic Palooza. I went ahead and made that into a t-shirt design. So if you missed out on getting our Comic Palooza version of the Space Boy Universe Space Cadet shirt, that is there as well as, like I said, our official logo. And I even included what I call the dead head logo, which is us and our 2 helmets, but we're skulls instead of our little avatars. And then, you know, so that's new as well. And I have included 3 brand new. And I asked Space Boy, I said, can we just put music and Universe together in the same store? And he said, yes. So you can show your love for Space Boy music by purchasing something that has the official logo on it, and that's him in the astronaut suit, and there's a record, vinyl LP record in his helmet. That's the official logo. And then I put up 2 recently inspired images on there. I took his photo in front of a green screen and I did things to him in Photoshop. Those are supposed to be Space Boy music. It's your face with 2 cassette tapes over your eyes, and then there's one that is you glitched with a VHS tape in front of your face. Those are Space Boy music, new designs. So I have put the link in the chat, and I have put it in the other chat room we're doing tonight. Bob has joined us over in the other chat room. Mm-hmm. And
I see Miss Michelle
he
there.
has actually included a video link in there, so that's pretty cool. So, can't put. There's a guest. There's a mystery guest in there. So, hi, mystery guest. I have my suspicions, but if they want to stay anonymous, I will not try to out them. So, hi, Jean and Catalina and Bev and Kay in our Spreaker chat. So, head on over to our other chat room if you're feeling adventurous and you're not, I'm sorry, not using Edge or Internet Explorer. So, we'll be in both chats tonight. Don't worry about it.
We'll be going back and forth.
Just please keep your content in both chats, PG-13. Nothing, no porn, no racy things, no things that will get us in trouble with the FBI. That's all we ask. So help us beta test the other chat. Tell us what you think. Please be using a modern browser.
And keep in mind that if we may not be able to ban you in the SBU chat room that's in beta, but I can go back and block you in Spreaker. And
There's
you don't.
Also,
so be nice.
Yeah, of course. Standard rules of conduct apply in both chats. In our embedded website chat, you might see other chat rooms listed. I don't know how to control that. We don't know anything about those other chat rooms. If you go in them, it's nothing to do with Space Boy Universe. You're taking your own chances. You're a grown person. You go deal with that if you choose to do that. So, you know, just a caveat for you. But we're in both chats. We're watching both. Have fun with us. We're not saying we're going to do this every night from now on. Some people are already having problems with it, but
and you know. I can't say it enough that this is a beta test. Beta test means that you try it we see where it fails, and if it's going to work out for us, then great. If not, then we move on to something else. Yes, K28, testing, yes. So, don't stress. I mean, we're always trying to bring something new, an improvement, if you will, to the universe, and this represents that improvement.
But I love being able to post animated GIFs. I can stick a photo in there that's relevant to what we're speaking about. I can, if you want to link to a video, you can. You don't have to click the video, but,
Speaking of merch real quick, I know K28 said that he's got his circus popcorn socks on. Well, Kay, I've tried to convince Solana to make a circus peanuts shirt, and she just will not do it. And so I'm sorry, I did try. But anyway, how to post
that's not, I don't know. I am so
Hold on.
proud.
Okay, if you go to the bottom of the screen, you'll see a little cloud with an arrow pointing up. You should be able to post your picture that way.
The drag and drop does not work.
Okay, listen to me. When you click the cloud with the arrow up, you'll get the drag and drop. Go ahead and, let's see here. You'll click on the area that says drag and drop files here. And when you do that, it should pop up a window to wherever your pictures are, to where you can click.
If it doesn't, okay, and whoever's listening, if it doesn't pop up a window, there will be a button that says Browse. You can just click in that area and browse like you normally do. Find your file and then hit Add to Chat, and you'll see. You see where you're typing. You'll see your file path, and just hit Enter like you're gonna type it. Just hit Enter. So you can do it. There's a slight learning curve, but I guess because you and I are so used to doing tech stuff, you do tech support for a living, I've done tech support for a living, so this is pieces of cake for us. So it's the learning curve is very, very low to almost minimal to us. So you can go in there and change your settings of your text background, your username background. You can change your font. You can change the font size. You can make it bold, italic, some other font type. You'll have to click that gear. You'll have to click the slider buttons. But that's more than we want to get into right now. So, and we may or may not do this particular chat again. So,
but we are looking for other things to do something similar to this. But we're looking for different products. We want you to come to the universe. We want you to come to the universe and think, oh, okay, that was cool. I really like that. I want to come back, and it was very interactive. That's the whole part of our program, is to make it more interactive. And the chat room in Spreaker does not make that happen. Let's see here.
But yeah, so if you can't do that for some reason and you wanted to, that's fine. You can make it up to us by buying some merchandise on our shop, and I am going to probably
there's K28
ram this down your throat.
Popcorn short socks.
And yes, I'm going to post the link to this all night long until you just get sick of it. Oh yeah, he wasn't kidding. There's if you want to see his socks, you got to go over to our other chat.
And see, this is the kind of interaction that I've missed.
Unless you post it on Twitter.
Yeah. We could go, do the tweet deck thing, but so
much going on.
I don't think everybody has a Twitter account.
I don't even want a Twitter account, and I'll tell you why later tonight.
Anyway, so what else you got going on, Solana?
Let me check something real quick. Well, we could talk about this because I'm not really discussing this particular thing later. You'd asked me before the show, well, how was Aquaman doing in the box office? Well, it's already outdone Justice League, which was a crap storm, I guess. So my theory was people want to look at a shirtless Jason Momoa who plays Aquaman. That's probably the main reason why. And they do have some very beautiful fake art on his body. He did have a tattoo. He has a tattoo. He's had it already on one of his arms. And they liked that tattoo so much, they just copied it on the rest of his body. And he's kind of nice to look at, you know. I mean, if you're going to look at a guy for 2 hours, why not him and why not, you know, shirtless, you know. So, but I can tell you some of the best documentaries that have happened in 2018. And one of them was the story of Won't You Be My Neighbor?
Oh, you mean about the...
Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers?
Yeah, Fred Rogers. That was deemed the best documentary from 2018.
We own it. I
have not seen it yet.
It left me weepy.
Yeah. Well, I watched Mr. Rogers because I was that age when it was on, and I was that age when that was literally all that was on TV. There were only 3 to 4 channels. If you're lucky, you got 4. I can't believe how old I am. It's so sad. Yeah. The rest of them I've not even heard of, so I'm not going to bother with telling you what they are. But so much of this content is what I will be talking about tonight, later. So I haven't been able to really give you banter because I figure we would, you know, talk about the merchandise. And yes, I will be posting the link to our shop over and over and over in both chats, just in case nobody has a chance to miss it. And I am so freaking proud of the way it looks. I am proud of the designs that I made. I just, if only we weren't in dire straits, I would grab a bunch of these. The 2 I just posted for SB Music. I love them. And I think it's a great compromise for someone like me who has, 1, never legally changed their name since we've been married. I still have my last name that I was born with. 2, my wedding ring went flying off my finger one day. Now, it's just a silver band. Don't worry. It's not like it's a big loss.
Yeah, it's not like it's very important. You know, it doesn't represent anything major in our relationship.
Well, I was thinking that people were worried I'd lost $1,000 or more dollar ring. It was like a $60-some silver ring. But one day my wedding ring went flying off my hand, so I don't know what it's going to. So I don't have any physical evidence that I'm married to you. But I think a nice compromise would be wearing a shirt that has your giant face on it, which I would happily do.
And let me just flip the script real quick. You know, I don't wear my wedding ring either anymore because of her not wearing hers. So I think it's, I guess, just as fair.
That's fine. You know you're married, right? Right? That's all that counts.
Anyway.
Archaic symbols
It's a sore subject that I'd like to move
bondage
beyond right now.
Oh, can I mention this? This is crass, but there's only 8 days left to get 15% off at Spreadshirt in our store. They're about to have another sale, but 15% off your purchase if you go get something from the merchandise store now. If you need to wait, there's going to be another one coming up, and I know even after that, there'll be a free shipping time coming. So don't give up your hope. So Catalina, I swear to you, I offered to get a tattoo of his face from a design that I made that's really cute. And he said, I don't want you to have to do that. He told me no.
No, I don't think you need to have my face tattooed on you.
Just little one right here, like you've got your... No?
If you wanted a tattoo of something, you go ahead and get a tattoo. You don't have to do my face. I think.
But you're the only thing that has meaning.
I think
in my life.
And not to offend, I think it's the dumbest thing to put somebody's name, you know, or face on their body.
Well, if
I have a tattoo,
but if it's death do us part,
you don't believe that.
oh yeah, you're locked in. You're going to suffer now. Yeah, Bob said in our other chat, I haven't worn a ring in years. Well, when my parents got married, yeah, they had rings, but they were maybe 21. I'll have to ask him. Maybe they were. Let's just say they were young, somewhere between 18 and 21, right? And as you get older, things on your body change, especially your ring size. And all of my life that I was with them, I never saw them wear their rings because they couldn't fit in them. But here's the kicker. I have both their rings. I don't know how I ended up with them, but I have both of their wedding rings.
Do you know where they're at?
I think so. But that, what do you call it, chest of drawers, dresser drawers that I had that were mine? I think they're in the top drawer in that stink room. I call it the stink room.
Okay, well, I guess it's the bottom of the hour. Let's take the break, and when we come back, we'll get into our prediction show. So don't go anywhere.
This is Patrick Scott Sport, and you're listening to Space Boy Universe.
You are listening to Spaceboy Universe on the SBU network.
Explore the universe with Spaceboy and Sirlana.
This is author Jordan Root. You are listening to the Spaceboy Universe.
This is K28, and I'm listening to Spaceboy Universe.
Hi, y'all. This is Lori calling from Texas, and I love listening to Spaceboy Universe.
Hey, this is Dave Cruz, host of Beyond the Strange, and you're listening to Spaceboy Universe.
This is Wendy. I'm listening to Spaceboy Universe. Hey, y'all. This is Lorelai DeLille. I listen to Spaceboy Universe. Don't you? Tell your mom and them I said hi.
You are listening to Spaceboy Universe. Here are your hosts, Spaceboy and Sir Ronnie.
Like many, we all have had an interesting 2018, and we can't wait to leave it in behind us. Would you agree, Solana?
Oh, heck yeah. But the problem is, it's not going to get any better.
No, I mean...
Not personally, not universally. You know, I apologize for the bummer fest that's about to happen.
Many know you as the pessimist in the relationship.
Well, if you found out anything good, Spaceboy, please share it whenever you feel appropriate. And then later we'll give you the opportunity to call in and cry or offer a counterpoint, or maybe you know something we don't know that, you know, is positive, because I sure as heck didn't find anything positive. But anyway, let's see. Do we want to dive into this? Now, normally I have a format where we do a recap and then we talk about what we talked about last show, prediction show, and see how we did. Well, I couldn't find my notes for 2018 predictions. So I just jumped in and did what I normally did. I just picked some hot topics. And for instance, we have always talked about artificial intelligence, what's coming, because it's already here and it's already in our lives. It's already running probably 80% of our lives right now, but on a low level, it's not the artificial intelligence that you need to be concerned about. In fact, I found out some information that we can all relax for a little bit. So Skynet is not upon us. Yes, but let's not discount that either. Let's learn from Hollywood. You know, well, it's already changing things. It has been changing things. Let's say, companies like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google have been using artificial intelligence. They're going to keep doing it. They're, in fact, the three companies that are leading the way in artificial intelligence usage. And from now on, I'm going to say AI, because that's just too much words to say. If you don't think this is true, how do you think Siri and Alexa and Hey Google work? That is total AI. A lot of our tech runs on AI.
And Solana apologizes if you have one of these devices in your home and it's been triggered off by her saying this.
Well, I did see a video where, you know, these devices like Alexa, they're just on all the time, right? And they're listening, that's creepy as heck. Whereas if you're having a conversation on the phone or with somebody in the room, it's listening, and if you say something like a keyword, it'll pop up. It's like, oh, did you want to know more about that topic? And you're like, shut up, Alexa. No one's talking to you. That's artificial intelligence. Because a lot of our tech runs on AI now, but the tech that we're talking about is very basic artificial intelligence. But the ones we're worried about as humans, the one we're skittish about, is the potential that AI could become, all right? We're all worried about singularity. Spaceboy Pop Quiz, what do we mean by singularity when we talk about artificial intelligence? Don't remember. We've done shows on this.
Okay.
This year.
I was just shocked that you asked me a question to...
I'm trying to not make it look like I'm in control of this show.
On air and off air.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Don't remember?
I know we've talked about AI, but...
What are we worried about ultimately with artificial intelligence? What is it that scares us?
The enslavement of mankind.
Which would be... it becomes sentient and more intelligent than us. And
well, that's
singular.
That's a give me. You know, it's going to be smarter than us. You know, a lot of people think and predict that, you know, it'll get to a point where, you know, that AI will be taking care of us in our day-to-day life. And so, I mean, it's an inevitability. You know how we talk about the singularity, the merging of man and machine?
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of like, I guess evolution, or you go on to a new enlightenment. Well, there's also that forecast for machines to reach its own singularity, where it becomes so uber smart that it moves beyond the digital.
Right. Exactly. It's exactly what I'm trying to talk about here.
Okay.
Well, talk about like coming up, like as soon as next year, which is days away from us. Businesses will be using AI to recruit employees. So imagine going to a temp agency's website and you start talking with an agent, quote unquote, immediately, but you won't be able to tell it's not a human because it's not doing standard pre-programmed responses. It's using machine learning. This is machine learning is where if we were to ever get to that point of singularity, this is probably how we're going to get there, is deep learning. Deep learning, yeah. So right now they do have this where recruitment businesses will have programmed artificial intelligence to talk to candidates by text, chat, email, and even Skype, and you will see like a virtual human. What it does is it helps streamline the process. It can pre-qualify candidates, pass or accept on applications, even do screening calls, and find candidates all on its own. Soon, they're going to use AI-powered assistants more often, and they're going to be more advanced. And how are we going to be more advanced with this? Well, this is kind of interesting. I looked this up. Using conversational AI-powered searching. And this is how, when we say conversational searching, when you're talking to Siri or Alexa, you talk to that device like you're talking to the person, like, hey, how's the weather today? That's conversational. Instead of typing, like you go to Google weather, like current weather, blah, blah, blah. You know, when you're typing a search in, it's very different from how you speak. So here's a more solid example. Let's say you go to Google online on a web browser, and you want to know houses for sale in Houston. So you type in houses for sale in Houston on your phone or on your computer. But if you're speaking to an AI search engine that's been powered by conversational searching, you can just say, what houses are for sale in Houston under 160K? And the results you get back will start a little back and forth between you and the search. You'll say, okay, well, how many bedrooms do you want? Which neighborhood? What area? What other amenities do you need? And it'll start whittling down your choices for you. So that's how AI is going to help our searches coming up. Also, non-human chats, agents, we already have those now, but they're going to be programmed with natural language, so it may be more difficult to discern if you're talking to a program or a human. Chances are it's a program. Chatbots are going to be able to speak like us, naturally, with natural language. Autodesk, the company Autodesk, I want to say they make AutoCAD. They have something called AVA, AVA. It's a virtual agent. She's a digital human who can answer any customer questions and direct them to other content on their website if it can help them. And responds to emotional signals from users from their chat. I guess she can tell when they're getting upset and frustrated and angry. So here's another thing that's kind of, it blew my mind, but you're going to say, well, why is it blowing your mind? I don't know. It just does. Okay. Imagine artificial intelligence being able to edit and cut its own video content. Like you go out there and you shoot the video and you tell it what you want, and it goes and makes you a video based on it. You could have an algorithm It can cut a video, and it does it in milliseconds instead of taking a day or more to edit a video. It could take hundreds of videos and compile them and tailor them to specific viewers that you identified for it. Artificial intelligence will also take the analytics. Let's say you've got a product that's, you're advertising a product and you put it out there on YouTube and you get your analytics back, and your AI will take the analytics and it'll go back and re-edit that video according to whatever analytics it gets back. Oh, well, we need this and we need more of this content in there. And it will perform spontaneous A/B testing. A/B testing is where you test something side by side, where you test this and you test it over here where you've made one change or a couple changes and you see what results you get back. This is already happening. And you know why? Because having AI do it is faster, cheaper, and more accurate than human editors. So basically this means I don't have to bother learning any more Adobe Premiere. I just sit back and let some robot do it. AI is already in healthcare. What are you trying to tell me there? Uncle Joe. Oh, bless your heart. Oh, we need to talk to you, Uncle Joe. Oh, you've posted the Terminator. That's great. We also know that AI is in our hospitals. It's not anything, I'm sure, that comes to any shock to anybody. But here's my question: would you let a robot take care of you 100%? Will you let a robot?
What is the robot
diagnose you?
What does the robot look like?
Well, it could just be an interface on a computer. It could be a naughty nurse. I don't know.
Considering that AI would have all the knowledge of any medical doctor, I don't have a problem with that.
Let's say it's connected to
diagnose.
A database of every medical thing that's ever happened in the recorded history.
Here's a kind of an offbeat example of that. The doctor on Voyager,
yes,
was very much like that. He had knowledge base going back into
Grey's Anatomy.
McCoy. Mm-hmm. He references McCoy, and so it'd be very similar to that. A doctor. Now, I don't know how I feel about machines operating on me, but as far as
they would definitely be more accurate
to be able to have an AI general GP.
Yeah. Okay. So digital consultants. Mm-hmm. That's not a new concept. We've already got them. They're here. Mostly they're web-based. Like you go to like WebMD or something. You can deal with them over the phone. Most of us do. But again, this concept of deep learning that AI can do is changing the game in healthcare. AI can make informed decisions about what questions to ask you, like leading questions and whatnot. Instead of blindly following like a checklist of questions, it's going to actively listen to you, and it'll have learned from a database of millions of real medical case files, and it will know to ask you questions that are relevant to your particular case, to a particular patient. Here's something that I think might be good, because this might speed up the process. They've already got this in one hospital somewhere. AI will be able to read x-rays, MRIs, CAT scans. This is radiology, right? Faster than humans. Anything that will speed up that process, I'm all for it, because how long does it take you to get your freaking MRI results, right? You've been through this. AI and radiology is already in use in some hospitals. Mostly they use AI to identify urgent care cases so they can prioritize who gets seen first. Artificial intelligence is supposed to give us faster, more accurate diagnoses. It will tailor your diagnosis to meet your personal needs and your family history, your specific risk factors, as well as your genetics. And of course, we've already got robot surgeons, and I would think that robot surgeons would be more accurate than humans, unless there's a power outage. Maybe, Mm-hmm. Now, this is the one that I was like, I didn't even think about this. Artificial intelligence is there and will be there in hospitals in the form of cybersecurity on medical devices. I didn't realize how many medical devices are connected to a Wi-Fi internally, connected to cloud-based back-end databases, and those are being hacked. Some of them just because they can. They figured out how to do it. Some of them, they are trying to take our personal information to, sell that on the black market. But listen to this. This is a real thing. Earlier this year, healthcare cybersecurity vendor CyberMDX discovered a vulnerability in a popular syringe pump that can allow a hacker to take over the device and administer lethal dosages of medication. My question is, why is that syringe even hackable? Why is that a thing?
So what's the prediction here?
But what they're going to do is AI is going to help that. They're going to offer solutions. These machines that do this deep learning are going to be able to read network traffic, and they're going to be able to monitor it and be able to tell what's normal network behavior and what's anomalous. So maybe that'll help out. Now, that means nothing to us, I'm sure. What about the thing we're worried about, right? What Elon Musk said. Elon Musk warned us about the future. He said, I quote, AI would be seriously dangerous by 2019. He said that a few years ago. Where are we now? Well, we have AI, but there's also this other thing called AGI. That is artificial general intelligence. That is the one to watch and get concerned about. This means AGI. It means artificial intelligence is as smart and as creative as a human. It doesn't exist right now, as far as we know, unless it's in a black budget project. No one has shown us how to make it. No one's got it working, but that doesn't mean no one's trying. They estimated the time for AGI to come into being is anywhere from 5 to 500 years. So we've either got some time or we don't got some time. Best estimate is likely it's a century away. The one to worry about.
Well, my concern is that, I really don't think that these eggheads have any idea because, and hear me out on this.
Okay,
because,
I have to hear this.
Because once a machine is able to work on itself, I mean, we got this example of, remember Facebook had these two chat things going back and forth?
Yes.
And then they started writing their own language. And,
yes, and everybody went freaked out.
They freaked out. That's part of the thing because, once the machines are able to self-replicate and create, solutions to their own issues, I can't even say the word. The curve, if you will, that's going to happen is going to happen so quick. It'll be hand over fist.
Think so?
Yeah, to where they're going to get way beyond what we can deal with, right?
I don't think it's going to happen within 5 years, maybe 10. I don't know, but the Skynet scenario, I think. Let me put it this way: you and I will be dead, long dead. We won't have to worry about it, right? So, yeah. Well,
not if one of my predictions comes true. It has to deal with medicines being developed this next year that can expand the human lifespan up to 200 years. Don't
want to live that long.
Well, I appreciate
unless we're living in the world of Star Trek
and
I everything's cool and interesting. I appreciate you taking a
dive out of this relationship early. So,
if there's something worth hanging around to do or see or experience, sure. I don't want to be around for this crap fest. Do you?
God forbid you don't want to be around hanging out with me.
Could I be a head in a jar? That way you could just turn me off and you get tired of it. Anyway, the thing is, AI is here. It's not going anywhere. In fact, it's booming. It boomed this year in 2018. The rate of progress in the field of AI it's booming, and teaching computers and robots how to see the world, make sense of it, perform complex tasks. But the thing is, they can't really measure how fast it's moving because I think it's kind of nebulous to measure.
Well, as we keep on developing with AI, the inevitability is that automation in the workplace is going to eliminate a lot of jobs.
Like the video thing example I just gave you.
In fact, 20% of desktop jobs will go the way of automation now. I mean, we're going to start to see that going away.
You could totally automate my job, but I'm not going to tell you about that. I don't want them to know that.
A lot of IT jobs would go away because of automation like that.
Yeah, well, I think that means that I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, but I won't get into that. But they tried to put a report out on this about how accelerated AI field is, but
I mean, we see it right now in restaurants with kiosk and.
Would you say that's AI or just plain old
that's
computer programming?
Technology filling a void where customers are dissatisfied with.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what. If AI can do this, if it can absolutely eliminate me having to interact with another human, let's make it happen. Sorry, humans.
I think that you're definitely going to see this grow fast because with the technology, in other words, it's a prediction of sorts. You're going to see more because one, yes, it's going to eliminate people. Like for example, at Burger King or just say any kind of fast food restaurant, where why am I going to spend $15 an hour on a worker when I can easily have technology?
I understand that justification.
Yeah. And it's not necessarily the greed factor of these companies.
No, it's bottom line again.
The bottom line.
Line.
I mean, and it is what it is. You've got a customer that needs to be served, and they expect a certain level, and if the company can't provide that certain level. A machine can by just punching a few things on a screen.
It could come down to just what the customer wants, if that's what you want.
And we've seen this already, and it seems to work to some extent where you have self-checkout. You are, in essence, are becoming their cashier, the employee.
But I like it.
True. Well, we like the fact of self-checkout.
Just get away from me. I'll do it.
All right,
I'll go in there, I'll shop, I'll put it in a basket, I'll check it out, I'll bag it, I'll take it to my car.
So I guess what I'm saying is my prediction for 2019 is we're going to start to see more of this automation where...
I'm okay with it, though.
And people are being pushed to the wayside. So, yeah, Solana's okay for people losing jobs. And,
as long as it doesn't affect me, and I don't have to talk to somebody.
Ending up in Skid Row, so Solana supports that. Solana, 2018, your next president.
No, here's my slogan for 20. This is my personal slogan for 2019: more mild electric shocks, and I'll explain that later.
But yeah, so I'm all for bagging my own groceries and going through the checkout, self-checkout. I'm all for going to the fast food restaurant and looking at a menu screen and punching what I want and not having to deal.
Yes. There needs to be more of those and more fast. Like, it needs to be at Burger King, needs to be all Jack in the Box, all McDonald's, all Wendy's. Need to have that option. In fact, do it at the drive-through. I know you can do it on an app and pick it up there, but I'd still rather...
Hey, listen to me. You know how you do it through the drive-through? It's like an Alexa situation. It's a AI that listens to what you have to say.
Yes! Take the human off the speaker.
Because...
They can work in there, but just take them off the speaker.
Lord knows they can't hear you when you're talking on the speaker.
If I'm 1 foot from the speaker, and my car is 1 foot from the speaker, and I'm still having to scream at the top of my lungs. That's not human progress. We put on Man on the Moon. How come you can't hear me on a speaker when I'm less than a foot away from it? I have to scream. Now, a lot of places we go to, unfortunately, are in high volume traffic areas, and the traffic noise does contribute to the screaming. But still, we don't have technology that will eliminate that crap in this day and age.
Noise cancellation. But yeah, that would be a great piece of technology. Is the an AI situation for a menu board where you hear the menu board talks back to you and takes your order, and no need for somebody to be on a headset. It'll automatically populate.
They need to be in there putting it together and cooking it.
And in the big scheme of things, I could see how that would improve the speed through the drive-through, because you don't have the human factor of trying to take the order. Everybody could be focused on creating the order and taking your money when you drive up and then getting your order.
Yes, I agree with you 100%.
So anyway,
great stopping point.
We're at the top of the hour, so let's take our break, and when we come back, more predictions.
You are listening to Spaceboy Universe on the SBU network.
Explore the universe with Spaceboy and Sir Lana.
Hey, Solana!
What?
If Spaceboy Universe was cheese, would you eat it? Come on now, it's a simple question.
Maybe?
SpaceboyUniverse.com.
You are listening to Spaceboy Universe. Here are your hosts, Spaceboy and Sir Lon.
Good timing.
Yes, we're back.
Barely in time. So we're back?
Yes, we're back,
Okay,
Sir
so
Lon.
just jump back into it.
Yes.
Okay. All right, now the thing that's been on my mind for 2018, let's do a little recap of the crap fest that was social media for 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with Facebook. Facebook violated our privacy in ways I don't think we even imagined. And it got to be so one thing after the other, after the other, after the other. Eventually, Zuckerberg, Facebook's founder, creator / CEO,
Master Lizard,
had to appear in front of Congress and testify about it. And that's where we first saw that, dang, that man ain't human. So, but you know what? We all managed to sort of just shake it off. I think there were just so many scandals and privacy breaches that we just like, oh, okay, whatever. And here's the thing I wonder about when Zuckerberg went before our Congress. And I didn't really look. I mean, I saw screenshots and clips, but I did not watch the whole thing. So my question is, the people who are there from Congress,
all right,
representatives, senators, whoever,
boneheads,
do they even use Facebook? Do they know what Facebook is? What questions did they even know how to ask?
You know, when you're watching, I watch some of that, and it's amazing how stupid our representatives are, and especially when it comes to technology. And
because I'm sure each congressperson, that takes care of men and women,
mm-hmm.
congresshuman, has a Facebook that their PR or intern is running, that they're not dealing with.
So that they can get the message out.
Yeah.
Right.
But whether or not they've actually touched Facebook and used it, I have to wonder, because I don't know if you have to be a certain age to be a representative / senator. I think you do have to be a certain age,
mm-hmm.
but I don't think the minimum is 50 or 60 years old. I mean, it just seems like the old, some of them are a little out of touch. So trying to look at it from Zuckerberg's side, do these people even know what they're talking about when they question him? So I do wonder about that. Now, that's not to say Facebook didn't have a catastrophic year as far as being in the news. And oh my gosh, they sold our privacy. It got leaked. It was stolen by hackers. They outright sold us out. Whether you're evaluating the company by its financial performance, its public perception, or its ability to contain and avoid scandals, the company ended the year in worse shape than it began. But despite it being its worst year on record as far as scandals, the company is healthy. Despite losing users this year, declining growth, it's an extremely wealthy company. But they don't say how and why.
Yeah, it's those third parties that they're selling that information to.
Now, when I was looking at this, I was looking at TheVerge.com, and they went through different companies in tech, and they gave each company a report card score for 2018. The Verge gives Facebook a letter grade of D. D as in dumb for 2018.
And so this leads into my little prediction that you're going to start to see people are going to be fed up, and you're going to start to see more people leave Facebook because they're not going to put up with their privacies being invaded and sold off like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
It's bleak.
And
we'll talk. It's bleaker than that.
And people that are affected mostly on Facebook and across multimedia is people, conservatives. Let's face it, the conservative voice on many of these platforms are being suppressed and pushed into a situation where they could have millions of viewers on Facebook, and then overnight they were taken. They're taken off like for no reason, and so it's just a suppression of.
You'll definitely have something to say here in a minute.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's my prediction so far.
Let's talk about Twitter.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Twitter for 2018. I'm embarrassed for that company. I'm sure they're fine with everything, but far as the company activity, they had their most stagnant year in 2018. Less new users added. It's very static. People are using it as a communication tool. And you know what? Twitter's fine with it. They don't care about user growth right now. They're fine with the way things are. They seem good at performing their basic functions and nothing else, and by golly, they like it that way. There's still, it's a self-sustaining company despite it being stagnant. Now, Twitter did a purge to crack down on bots. That actually helped them unclog timelines and replies because they got rid of the garbage, right? Now, I don't like their stance on censorship personally.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll get into that a little bit later.
That's my big beef too.
There's a section for that. You and I will probably go back and forth. But Twitter is a communication tool, so you and I have to use it as part of the universe because it's a way to communicate with people because people are using it. It's a staple of social media.
Right.
Now, in 2018, what Twitter did was they introduced something called the concept of the ratio, quote unquote. When the number of replies on a tweet far outweigh the likes and retweets, that's what that is. It became common knowledge, a valuable metric for determining when someone had really messed up visibly and in an embarrassing fashion. So, now, the thing that I think hurt Twitter, I'm just going to name some things here. James Gunn, Alex Jones, Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Those were, I don't think those were good things. I don't think Twitter's speech policy enforcements are shoddy, inconsistent, and aimless. That's a quote from The Verge. Twitter doesn't need to grow anymore, they say, because it doesn't need to tirelessly push to make a product more enriching part of our lives instead of a liability we consider giving up for good. So The Verge gives Twitter a grade of C for 2018. And I bring up James Gunn, and Alex Jones is like, okay, now James Gunn went back and took down his own tweets. Okay, so that was a whole scandal. Maybe Twitter wasn't to blame for that. But I don't think it's right to take down Alex Jones because you don't agree with him, because you're butthurt. But as you always point out, it's a private company. They can do whatever they want.
Right.
You and I could create a social media program. We could do whatever we want.
What I say...
So, do I have a leg to stand on?
What I say in this situation is they're a bunch of hypocrites. When they say, yeah, we're all about the free speech and blah, 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 and it's not the case. Say what you will about Alex Jones. His media is a little bit out there sometimes, but I think that voices like that across the board need to be heard. And we shouldn't get all butthurt, and it's a phrase that I use quite often, because somebody hurt my feelings because of what they said. We need to listen to what they have to say because...
that's never going to happen, though, unfortunately.
Yes, I know. You keep emphasizing it. It frustrates me beyond belief how you back me into a corner on some situations like this.
It's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to back a corner. You're like, here's what we need. Yes, I agree with you. Is it going to happen? No. And we can get into that a little bit more, too. Let's talk about the future. That was 2018, and it was a crap storm, I think. I couldn't find much about Instagram. Instagram seems to be holding its own, and I'll get a little bit more in Instagram under a different category. Now, so let's talk about the future of social media. God. There was a poll they put out to regular folk. What is your feelings and thoughts about the future? Where are we going? Some people predict we're going to have more paid social networks. So maybe we don't have to be bothered by advertising, and maybe we can pay for security. But I don't see me doing that. We may even see a return to chat, group chat, as our social network of choice. That gives me warm fuzzies because that takes me back to the late 90s of IRC, Internet Relay Chat. Back when that was all there was to do to interact with people was static bulletin board, forums, or IRC. Anybody remember ICQ? Anybody remember Perch Chat? Boys, were those days. But if that happens, the chat thing, it's going to be on newer platforms like Discord or Slack. Now, Apple and Google say they're going to try once again to do their own social networks. So, Lord, can you imagine Google trying to be a Facebook?
Or Apple, for that matter.
Yeah, they already know too much, right? They know too much about us. So,
well, Apple already censors their applications, and what people can, upload to that. And we all know the benevolent leader of Apple, Tim Cook, his views on situations like that. So,
I don't know much about him.
He replaced Steve Jobs.
Yeah, I figured, but I haven't really heard much about him. Cook. But, the shenanigans that Facebook just went through, I think, what I mean by that is the privacy, selling out our data, privacy leaks, hacking. Just think of all the things that happen with Facebook, right? That is going to give some countries a valid reason to step up their policies and even outright ban the use of things like Facebook. So we could see less social media in some countries. But we also might benefit from privacy regulations here in America, like, for instance, California has a privacy law for the Internet of Things that will take effect in 2020. That actually might do some good. Who knows? We'll see. There could be a decline in Facebook use because it's been predicted it's coming for 2019. Also predict there might be paid Facebook memberships. I ain't going to do that. Like I said, I didn't find too much for Instagram. I don't think Instagram's got any real problems,
Mm-hmm.
But Instagram's an app that's proven its relevancy up against these other two, I think. However, some predict Instagram's going to suffer some serious data breaches. There may even, now, and I'll talk about this in a minute more because it's kind of interesting. There may even come a standalone shopping app to splinter off from Instagram, and there could be direct messaging in Instagram coming up. Twitter could get some user interface changes, that meaning how it looks to you. Some say Twitter could go and end up getting pulled from the App Store for over adult content because that's what happened to Tumblr. That's just an idea someone had. My prediction for social media, people are not going to grow up. They're not going to be emotionally mature. No one's going to learn any lessons. People's delicate feelings and fragile egos will continue to be butthurt. No one can post anything truly innocent or innocuous in this day and age. And let me tell you the solution to that. And can you name this quote, Space Boy? The only way to win is not to play. Where's it from?
That's from the Whopper computer.
Which is?
In War Games.
Yay, I'm proud of you. So, let's talk about YouTube. YouTube 2018, I think, personally, was the most embarrassing year yet for YouTube, and I am embarrassed for that company. Even though they may not feel that way, you sure wouldn't know they feel that way based on YouTube 2018 Rewind, because they kept all that swept under the rug. Logan Paul, demonetization, the shooting in California, and YouTube 2018 Rewind, all terrible, terrible things. The shooting in California was based on her complaining about she can't make money anymore on her channel, which is part of demonetization. Now, I tried to search for this. I went YouTube scandals, YouTube problems, 2018, and I couldn't find anything. I had to go search for Logan Paul, demonetization, shooting California, all separately. So YouTube news, YouTube scandals. You won't find anything about YouTube. You will find news bloopers and scandals from this TV show, and that's really interesting to find. And I was using DuckDuckGo. I was not using Google. which owns YouTube. I couldn't find anything of use when it comes to the future of YouTube other than what the company says it's going to do with their content, which is also positive and interesting. Nothing about policies or how to mitigate what happened. Here's what I did find. This is what they say. This is what YouTube says. Okay, let's go ahead and see what they say. Oh, there's going to be all this original content on the platform. Yippee. But here's the thing. It's going to be free with ads. They're taking more of their content out from behind the subscription that you and I have, premium, so they can grow the viewership. But it will be free with ads. I would rather pay than watch that same flippin' ad over and over and over. What pushed me to pay for YouTube was, 2012, 2013. I was watching the Lizzie Bennett Diaries. This is before I paid for the service, right? And they put the same Pepsi ad in each video after, I don't know how many intervals would go by before you had to watch that video and before you keep going. Let's say I watched 7 videos in a row, because it's a series, a web series, and I had to see the same Pepsi ad 4 times per video in all 7 videos. That killed it for me. So that's why I went paid subscription. Now, they're saying the days of paid subscription services may be numbered for everything. Much of that exclusive paid content on YouTube is moving to the free with ads. But with YouTube Premium, I do get the YouTube Music app for free included, and I actually use that. I use both because I'm just tech savvy and I like that, you know. YouTube is getting rid of video annotations, if you know what those are. You and I are content creators on there, so we can go in there in a video and we can type up a little message that will pop up inside the video at some interval, like don't forget to subscribe or go here and check out my merch. Or it's actually kind of annoying for the viewer. So those are going away next year or in a matter of days, let's say. It's like a little pop-up box inside the video on YouTube. So research for my YouTube saying we're going back to a more ad-based viewing scheme, which I don't want. Here's my personal predictions. I don't guess it, my opinion means anything for YouTube. Small channels and even some of the large channels that have been counting on ad revenue-based content as their main source of income, those days are gone and they're not coming back. That's my personal take. Do not go to YouTube and start a channel thinking you're going to be insta-famous. The system is broken, as Markiplier succinctly told us in his video. They're not interested in fixing it so that it goes back and benefits the content creator or even the viewer. However it happened, whoever did it, it's broke. YouTube isn't interested in fixing it, and we saw with YouTube Rewind 2018 how disconnected YouTube is from its creators and its viewerships. In fact, a few days ago or earlier this week, PewDiePie went back, or his editors went back and made a more relevant YouTube Rewind video, and it poked a little fun at, YouTube's official one. And I went and made sure I liked it, and I made sure I disliked YouTube's, just so it would even up the numbers. Video content will grow in 2019. Now, I found this out, and whether that's going to be on YouTube or some other platform, I don't know, but they're saying people like video. They like to see things. They like to visually connect with whoever's speaking or seeing the product or a demonstration. That's not going away. That's always going to be relevant to have a video for whatever, But I personally see a giant hole, an opportunity waiting to be filled as somebody can step in and be YouTube's competitor. Yeah, there's other things out there. There's Vimeo, there's LiveLeak, but it's not quite the same as YouTube. But it's videos, like I said, videos here to stay. It's attractive, it's relevant, and you know what? Seeing is believing. So, what's your take on any of that?
Well, I agree because I see a lot of the fellow content creators that really try to push their merch and then they also are pushing Patreon. Hey, if you like our content, push, support us for a little as $1 a day or something like that on their Patreon accounts, so that they can earn the money that they need to keep providing content. I'm amazed that we've made it this far in general with the universe beyond YouTube. It's all been out of pocket to create a lot of the stuff and do the things we do, and it's even been eye-opening with dealing with YouTube, creating content.
We're not under any illusions about what we're going to get out of YouTube.
But you're absolutely right. There's a void there. If somebody would just step in there, they could become the new video masters and treating the content creators.
You count Pornhub, maybe, but
that's a different story altogether. So, but yeah, that's my take on it. But I agree with you. Don't go into making video YouTubes.
Don't make your YouTubes.
I guess don't go in there thinking that you're going to make a buck off of YouTube, because you're not. I mean, we use it more as an extension of the universe, and we have no illusions on making tons of money off of YouTube.
If I just had the time and a little bit more knowledge about Adobe Premiere, man, the things I'd love to be making, I'd love to make my own meme-tastic content, but as we'll see, there's no point in that coming up here in the show. So, yeah, I think the future of social media is bleak, and I will return to this topic a little later, because human nature isn't going to change. We're in an environment of, you hurt my feelings, and that counts more than facts and truth and having the freedom of speech to have a different opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I quote Futurama, Professor Farnsworth, I don't want to live on this planet anymore. And that's why. Right there. But I don't want to do ad-based viewing. I don't want...
So, Solano, let's get back into what the show is about, predictions.
Well, I don't know if I want to start this next section if we're this close to a break, or is it too soon for a break?
We've got 5 minutes.
Okay, let me tell you. Maybe I can get through it in 5 minutes. This kind of shocked me. Brick and mortar stores, physical stores, will make a comeback in 2019, but it's not what you think. And I was like, whoa, did you hear that record scratch? How in the world are physical stores ever going to be able to compete with the ease and convenience of online stores? We've seen the death of Kmart, Sears, Toys R Us. The trumpet was being called, and they're playing the funeral march.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in order for anybody to make a comeback or stay in the game, they're going to have to take Amazon's example. And you're like, well, Amazon's an online retailer. They've always been online. They've never had physical stores. Well, not so true. They've got their Amazon Go stores. They have reinvented the physical shopping experience, which is high-tech and cashierless. Their example could bring on a renaissance of brick-and-mortar stores. Now, I'm not totally on board with some of these ideas because some of them kind of creep me out, like using in-store heat maps to watch where people gravitate to. I mean, if it's just for data, that's fine, and they're not trying to, look for my hidden weapons or anything. If they actually use this technology for better aisle planning, for arranging their product in their store to ensure better traffic flow, now I'm down for that. I'm all about that, and I'm talking to you, Walmart, with your giant aisle-hogging displays that force us to bump into each other, where people park their buggy and you can't get around them on this side, so you got to go around on this side. You don't want to go to that side. Now, one of their tactics that sounds kind of fun or nerve-wracking, depending on how much you like playing games, is the gamification of your shopping experience. So you could go in a store, bring up an app, and this app could say, hey, try to find this product somewhere around this aisle. And it could be like a treasure hunt. Think Pokemon Go, but for products in a store. I could see you handing off your phone to your teens or your husband to keep them occupied while you do the important shopping. Like, go over there and get out of my way. Here's what I'd really like to see in stores in the future. I want to see a fully interactive store where if you see something on a shelf or a display that you like, but there's someone else, another customer, standing there, staring off the space, drooling, holding the product, reading it, and they've been there for more than 50 seconds, a device needs to come out from wherever, give them a mild electric shock that will help them come back to their brain and either decide to buy it or put it back. That's what needs to happen. So 2019, more mild electric shocks. So like I said, Amazon's leading the way with their store models. Fully online stores are seeing the benefits of having some physical presence, even if it's temporary and even if it's unexpected. Like Amazon, once again, did a pop-up fashion show in London, and it was hugely successful. Plus, hearing about the death of physical retail is so sad. So let's bring it back, but do it in this new way. But does that mean dead stores can come back? Like Kmart and Sears, if they go this way? Question mark.
Okay, I guess that's the finger of let's take our break. And when we come back, more predictions and more yada 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 from both Sirlana and myself.
You are listening to Spaceboy Universe on the SBU network.
Explore the universe with Spaceboy and Sirlana.
The epic battle begins this Friday. Direct from ringside at Laser Death Melt and Bot vs. Bot in Galaxy's 2-ton weight championship, where your challenger, Good Bot, will face the reigning champion, Bad Bot. You're terminated. Reserve seating starting at $30. 2-drink minimum, where ladies don't get in free. This is an SBU production.
You're listening to Spaceboy Universe.
You are listening to Spaceboy Universe. Here are your hosts, Spaceboy and Sir Lana.
It works.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. I'm sorry about that. We, as we are beta testing the chat thing in our website, we're also looking at other chat things, and I guess we got carried away during this last break. So, Solana, we're back. You were
found an alternative. You come back next week. If you go to the same link, it might be a completely different looking chat thing. And we're just testing it out. This one we're using really makes me miss ICQ. But ICQ was a third-party application you downloaded. But anyway, those were the days. We could be using something like Discord, but I don't know if that would make people have to click a link, and they would have to learn how to use Discord, and that would be such a learning curve. But anyway, the main thing you need to know is that our merchandise is on fleek. It is ready. It's ready to go. Go to our website. On the menu, there's a link for shop. Click that. It'll take you to our new merchandise store, and you get you some fresh designs. Only one design is, old, if you want to say, because that's our official logo. Mm-hmm. But everything else there is fresh, hot, ready. Get you a ball cap. Get you a
new Spaceboy Music merch.
New Spaceboy Music merch, which we've not really ever had before. You get an official logo for that. Some new creative artsy things with his face on it. You can show that you're a space cadet. Go to page 3 and get you some cadet gear. Get you a totes, shirts, ball caps. They do have some other products. They have baby clothes. I didn't really explore all the merchandise because of time. I was trying to get this done. But if you'd like to see more products that they offer with our designs, like mugs, travel thermoses, stickers, magnets, let me know, and I will make some of these designs available on other products. It's no skin off our nose. So, anywho, back to the sadness bowl that is 2018-19. Something we've always talked about in prediction shows, probably starting with 2016 when we started doing this, was augmented reality and virtual reality. Well, once again, they are not going anywhere, and 2018 was probably the best year for both of these technologies. In 2018, we saw companies using both AR and VR as training tools for simulations for, like, in healthcare, all the way to public speaking. Now, I stopped and think about that. Imagine if you're taking a speech class or public speaking, whatever they're calling it these days. Imagine putting on a virtual reality gear in a headset, right? And you simulate giving a speech. Maybe that would help you with your anxiety. Maybe you could use AI in there for feedback and how to, I think there's some good potential there. But having the sense of total immersion is the key there. If you don't believe it's happening, I don't know if you can get your most benefit out of it. But total immersion for education and training. Next best thing to actually being there. Now, earlier in this year, we discussed, maybe it was in, just our news section, we discussed that Walmart had used virtual reality headsets and gear to train employees. That sounds pretty groundbreaking, but I have to tell you, I don't know where the fruits of this labor are at my local Walmart. I'm still doing self-checkout, and there's still only 3 cashiers. So where all that high-tech training is going, it's not reflected in the local Walmart. However, when we talk about virtual reality, the headset sales picked up in 2018, and they did pretty well. Some of the big names, however, are scaling back on AR and VR, like Google, which is odd. You'd think they would be going gung-ho with it. Like I said, people are buying more VR headsets. The Oculus Go had their best year in the third quarter for 2018. Augmented reality headsets grew a little, like 1% over the previous year, but that's still up. Overall, augmented reality growth is modest, but the interest in it is very strong. Some of the new hardware that's going to start shipping, is in 2019, and Microsoft's HoloLens next generation is going to launch next year. He's saying next year, which is like in a matter of days. As for the technology itself, what's coming up for VR, eye tracking is going to be better. VR is going to have higher resolutions. I didn't know they could get higher than that. And the cost for purchasing VR gear is going to get lower, which is, I think, what most of us are waiting on. Inside out tracking is coming. I could not find out what that is, just know it's coming. And eventually, what they're hoping for, maybe in 2019, is that VR sets will be wireless. And you're like, well, why didn't they start out that way? Well, the problem with VR, the reason they have wires is there's such a high volume of data that is being sent back and forth between the headset, the hand sets, and the computer. It's been almost impossible to figure out how to get all that over streaming Wi-Fi. Now, here's what we're talking about. Augmented reality. And I told you I'd talk about Instagram. Well, the future of Instagram looks pretty good with augmented reality. Let's say, and we're talking about having a shopping app come up out of Instagram. Now, this is how they're going to do it with augmented reality. So let's say you open your Instagram application on your phone and you see an ad. Maybe the ad is for sunglasses, and you click it and it opens up your camera and you see your face and it says, pick one of these sunglasses, and you pick a sunglass and it puts it over your eyes, so you can see how you look in these different sunglasses. So that's augmented reality. Pokemon Go, that's augmented reality. Maybe you clicked an app for makeup and you can see what you look like in these different lipstick shades right there using your camera and augmented reality, and you can click in this app. You're like, oh, that looks good on me. I want to buy it. And there you go. That is probably how Instagram is going to stay on top, stay relevant with this technology. So I think that's interesting. Not something I use because it involves a camera. And, that's just the devil's tool. Now, stick with me here. This next section may sound boring, but I want you to know about it because this is a buzzword. It's a hot topic. It's going to be everywhere. It's going to be in everything, and I'd like for you to know about it. Blockchaining. We've talked about it before when we talked about what is cryptocurrency, and that is where it came from. It came from the process of processing cryptocurrency. Okay, what the heck is it? Let's do a quick refresher. Blockchaining. It allows for digital information to be distributed but not copied. And it comes from digital currency or cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, etc. People are finding new ways to use the process of blockchaining in other areas and aspects of technologies. Let me try to explain this another way. Blockchain is an incorruptible digital ledger of economic transactions that can be programmed to record anything of value. Are we exchanging turnips online for goods and services? Well, blockchain will record all our turnip transactions. It's also referred to as distributed ledger technology. Maybe does that help any? Do you understand? I hope not. Well, why the heck am I talking about it? Because it is freaking everywhere. In every sector, education, government, banking, cryptocurrency, of course. Blockchaining is predicted to be a $2 billion industry over the next 3 years. Not just 2019. We're talking 2019, 2020, 2021. 82% of Fortune 100 companies are looking into how they can implement blockchaining into their businesses. So they'll use it to improve business-to-business relationships as one of the tools. Now, the chairman of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, said blockchaining is the next big unlock, as meaning this is the next big thing. Pay attention, learn how to do it, maybe get a job doing it. So trade, supply chain finance, and peer-to-peer payments can be revolutionized by blockchaining. Insurance, fraud detection, policy management in insurance field, again, they can use blockchaining. Land and title registry, tax compliance, infrastructure, government, public sectors can use this and are. Food safety and provenance and agriculture can use blockchaining. I couldn't find a real-world good applicable example for you that we could all understand because this field is so freaking new outside of the world of cryptocurrency. But if you're willing and you're interested, go learn how it works. Maybe become a programmer and make tons of money, and then you could use blockchain to track all your cash. The predictions are that blockchain technology will come of age in 2019. It will mature and become so much more prominent, and you will be hearing about it everywhere. So start learning it. Let's make some money. Well, if we're going to talk about blockchains, we need to talk about cryptocurrency. Now, I think Spaceboy will probably have something to talk about here because I've only got 2 little paragraphs.
Well, this past year for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general has been a very bear market. There was a lot of predictions coming down the line for cryptocurrencies that it was gonna skyrocket by the end of this year. Well, we didn't see that because a lot of things have not come through yet. What we're having that's going on is that if you follow the cryptocurrency market, is that you have these major companies that are like bad-mouthing cryptocurrencies to get the price to drop dramatically.
Yes.
And I believe that this is what we're seeing.
Market manipulation.
In market manipulation. And, like companies, I'm not going to go out there and say what companies, just know that there are some Wall Street type companies that are really pushing the devaluation of cryptocurrency so that they can come in and scoop it all up. Now, some things that we've seen recently with cryptocurrency is that the ability to buy on the spot. And before, you used to have this kind of a waiting period before you could actually purchase your cryptocurrency. You initiate the purchase, and then you'd have to wait a few days, and then boom, you'd get your cryptocurrency. Well, no, that's not the case. I use a crypto wallet that now allows me to purchase cryptocurrency. It's called Coinbase.
Yeah.
And I can purchase cryptocurrency of whether it be Litecoin or whether it be Bitcoin itself, Ethereum, and I've watched these, and a lot of them are at they're at a low point, and I'm hoping that the coming year, and this is my prediction, is that once all the dust has settled, we're going to see an uptick in cryptocurrency. And Sirlon is absolutely right. The future is being able to seamlessly input it into our lives, where that will be the success of cryptocurrency, where you could go to an Amazon or you could go to a website and use currency just like you would your debit card.
I'd like for something like that to happen, as long as the way to process a transaction is not in a chip that's embedded in my hand or my brain.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, don't get me started on that.
Yeah. So, let me ask you this. This lines up with what you just said. When it comes to predicting cryptocurrency, you really need to know or trust your source, because how can you know? Because you said there's people out there trying to artificially manipulate the market so they can come in and benefit.
Mm-hmm.
So some sources, if you believe them, are putting out false or unfounded opinions on this, whether it's a lack of education or they're trying to manipulate the market. I think cryptocurrency future predictions are tricky. That's why I don't have any. Now, our Federal Bureau says cryptocurrency is not even a blip on their radar. China's clamping down it because they do that for everything. And other issues with Ethereum have made it to where it kind of looks bleak for cryptocurrency. And I just hit my mic spring. But it's like the stock market, like you said. This stuff turns on a dime or a virtual coin. I think going forward, more countries are going to start putting together regulations on cryptocurrencies if they can.
And that's part of what's going on. Like, for example, the ability to trade cryptocurrency, like at the stock market, where you go and you call up your investor and, hey, I'm buying X amount of Bitcoin and blah, blah, blah. And the ability to buy it in these kind of markets,
Well, whether it's up or down, I think cryptocurrency or digital currency is here and it's not going away. Here's some of the small predictions I did find. They're predicting the price will decline further and then it's going to go boom, up. There's going to be decentralization, and I didn't realize it was centralized cryptocurrency. Since currently it's being centralized like peer-to-peer technology. Better security is coming for it. I thought it was pretty secure, but apparently not. More companies, like you said, will integrate it, or at least blockchaining. Traditional stock market investors are going to make the move to digital assets, which I guess is cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
The problems with scalability will get better. I'm not sure what they mean by that, but what they kind of referenced there was fees and limited throughput. There will be more mass adoption, which is a little hard to believe. Wider adoption and usage means like more places will accept it. And they said who's going to lead the way for mass adoption is Asia.
Mm-hmm.
So your personal take is you're still going to purchase or look at it or keep what you have.
Mm-hmm.
You feel okay about it?
Yeah, I've taken my view on Bitcoin as I'm playing the long game, and I have no reason to jump ship. I've seen it fluctuate majorly, and most recently it's fluctuated up, and so that leaves me very positive. But it has there's ups and downs, and the thing is just not to be scared. Just bite the bullet. And
you purchased. This is the thing about digital currency. You purchased a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Like, okay, the value of one Bitcoin is like over $3,000.
Right.
You didn't buy a Bitcoin; you bought a fraction of that $3,000,
but
or whatever it was. When
I
you bought
still
it.
feel the fluctuation of the market when it goes up and down, despite the minimum amount of Bitcoin that I own. Even though I own a minimum amount,
it's still the value of whatever.
I've purchased a value of so many, U.S. dollars into it. So, and I've seen that go up and down.
In your wallet.
Yeah, in my.
In your pants.
Yeah, in my wallet, yes.
That was a Harvey Birdman reference. No. It's just, like I said before, it's just like the stock market.
Well, with any
it's kind of a gamble.
Any investment comes with a certain amount of risk. And, it's just a matter of an investment is something that you hope that will pay out in the long term, and that's what I'm doing. I'm riding the market. You know, at some point, this bear market will go away, and you know, we'll see an uptick of this cryptocurrency, and when it does, we'll benefit out of that.
It's interesting. I like that there's an alternative to fiat money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they could be trading digital chickens. It doesn't matter. The thing doesn't exist. You can get a physical coin, but it's representative of nothing. If anything, there will be an embedded chip in it to give it value, to give it digital relevance. But my next section is on the future of gaming. Do we want to get into that now, or?
Sure.
I like the future of gaming, and it looks positive, and I'll tell you why. Game services are going to continue to rise with virtual streaming. I'm not sure what virtual streaming means rather than streaming. We've already found out that consoles like Xbox are going to be made without DVD trays. It'll just be all internet connected. There's no need for physical media anymore. You won't have to purchase a DVD gaming CD anymore. Now, this is the part that's positive that I like. It's all about cross-platforms, meaning a game will come out and you can play it on your PC, your Android, your Xbox, your PlayStation, your Nintendo, or your iPhone. That's fantastic. So, more games are coming out for AR and VR. Mobile and console and PC people will be able to play the same game together in the same session. Now, that is true progress. Don't limit me to one platform per game session. However, if we play a game and you're on your phone and I'm on a PC and this person's on an Android and that person's on a Mac, we may have different roles in the game based on the platform we're on, but still, that sounds kind of cool to me, you know? Console gaming isn't going away, and by console I mean you buy a box that's separate and that's all it does is games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo. It's not going away, although it kind of felt like they lost their relevancy this year due to, you know, downloading games. But because we're going to have cross-platform simultaneous gaming sessions, it means you can keep your console and it will open up more possibilities. For example, you can play Fortnite on any freaking platform. You have some games that were made available strictly through services like Steam-powered Valve, but they made the move to physical platforms, and they're actually flourishing, which is nice. And by the way, since we're talking about 2018 belongs to Fortnite. 200 million players. And it got into the mainstream culture in ways few games have. Well, probably not since the 1980s when we had our own Pac-Man Fever song, let's put it that way. Fortnite did have its own song that came out.
Mm-hmm.
Fortnite came in as number 7 on the top 10 search terms of 2018. The company that makes it is called Epic. Epic has made $2 billion, and I think they're headquartered in like North or South Carolina or somewhere. How do they do that when the game is free? Fortnite's free to download. Well, like any other transaction, in-app purchases and microtransactions.
You see that pretty much now as a standard.
You can't get away from it.
Yeah, it's a standard.
And you get pretty far until you're like, well, I can't go any far unless I either buy this or watch this ad. How they do it is you can buy weapons, clothes, and dance moves, and that's how they're making their money. And again, here comes blockchaining. Blockchaining will get all up in gaming. They're going to use blockchaining for trading in-game assets with other players. More digital platforms are going to launch in 2019 to compete with Valve, Steam. Epic Games and Discord are going to launch their own game services like Steam. Subscription-based gaming services will make a comeback. More novel games and real-world gaming spaces like Pokemon Go are going to come out. More virtual streaming. I'm not sure what they mean by virtual streaming versus regular streaming. And yes, AI will be there to personalize your gaming experience. Machine learning is going to help you in your game to help you make optimal choices, maximize your fun, so they say. And I think the future of gaming looks healthy. It looks good. Nothing too radical that's going to upset us. And Lord knows we're going to need the diversion for all the depressing stuff that's coming.
All right. So that leads us to the top of the hour, and you're listening to the SBU. I am Spaceboy, and she's Solana, and we'll be back right after this break.
You are listening to Spaceboy Universe on the SBU network.
Explore the universe with Spaceboy and Sirlana.
Greetings, Space Cadets. Let's see what's in the sky tonight in the Spaceboy Universe. Tonight, in the eastern sky, we have Spaceboy Universe rising above the horizon in glorious splendor. And in the west, we can see Solanus Majoris, which is visible at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, just below the K28 belt. So keep your eyes on the sky and listen to Spaceboy Universe.
I'm Solaris Blurvid, and I'm listening to Spaceboy Universe.
You are listening to Spaceboy Universe. Here are your hosts, Spaceboy and Sirlana.
All right, we're back.
All right. We got want to know if we're going to open the phone lines. Let me plow through this real quick. I'm not connected. The studio's not all connected, but I can get that done somehow if you don't mind listening to all that. I wanted to see what our future looks like in 2019 for space, but it wasn't that. I didn't find anything really good. We did do a show this year on our future in space, so we might go back and check that out. But for a more focused look on 2019 and maybe 2020, first off, do not forget that April 12th, 2019 is International Day of Human Spaceflight. So that's a day to reflect on how far we've come as humans getting into space. What's NASA doing? NASA's going to try to build new aircraft that are safer, more fuel efficient, quieter, and environmentally responsible. Yeah, we'll see. And they're working on the next generation of transportation by the year 2025. So I won't even care by then. But 2019 has potential to be huge for private spaceflight. Virgin Galactic sort of already proved this with their test flight, which they say was a success. If you believe on what space is, what's the definition of space? How many miles out is outer space, quote unquote. SpaceX and Boeing are going to have some very ambitious goals for 2019. We'll see if they do it.
So is Elon Musk. There was just reported about him launching a kind of a spaceship thing to, I guess, circle the Earth or something to that effect.
I'll have to look into that. Might be something to look at. And yes, even Amazon wants to get in on the space race. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos wants to fire people into space on Blue Origin's New Shepard rocket. Right now, private space flight is about the novelty of being in space for a few minutes, and it's only for the wealthy. SpaceX is going to launch their first unmanned test flight on January 7th, which is a matter of days. So that's pretty much all I got on space. Sure, NASA's probably doing a ton of stuff. We could probably do a whole show on that, but, maybe we'll look into that. That was more content than we have time for. So let's get into pop culture. That's one of our 6 topics. And yes, this is mostly movie stuff. Now, 2018 recap. We had 2 major blockbusters from Marvel. One of them was a bummer fest, but hey, Black Panther came in at number 2 with $1.35 billion. Yes, billion with a B. And to no one's surprise, Avengers Infinity War was number 1 for 2018 with $2.5 billion. You have to be billion to outdo Panther. Ant-Man and the Wasp came in a lot lower down on the top 10 for 2018, but it was respectable. You do need to watch that story because it's a link in the chain in the stories that will come to Avengers Endgame, which leads us into 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Story will continue for the Avengers with Captain Marvel in March, so you got to go watch Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, and then we go into the big one. We may get some answers on how they recover from the gauntlet snap in Captain Marvel. Because if you watch the end of the credit scenes, that's the next leap, is Captain Marvel. I think it's going to be down to Captain Marvel and Ant-Man who are going to come up with some kind of solution to the most epic finger snap ever. We're also going to get a new Hellboy, which will be darker, grittier, and it won't be a continuation of Guillermo del Toro's Hellboy. It's going to be a fresh take with a fresh face of David Harbour as Hellboy. You may know Harbour if you saw him as Chief of Police Jim Hopper on Netflix's Stranger Things. Hellboy's got an April release. All your questions could be answered with Avengers Endgame, released the day after my birthday, April 19th, 2019. So, we're getting an odd live / CGI Pokemon movie in May.
Detective Pikachu.
Very strange. And Ryan Reynolds is the voice of Pikachu. You'd think it would be some cute, high-pitched Japanese thing, but no, it isn't. Pokemon means pocket monster, in case you never knew. John Wick Chapter 3 is going to be coming out May 17th. I don't know if we'll actually go to the theater to see it, but I am interested in seeing it at some point. We're going to get a look at Elton John's life, which will be on screen in Rocket Man, released on the same day.
Mm-hmm.
It's something interesting and different I'm kind of intrigued about. Men in Black International. Now, the rumor is that people really love the chemistry between Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth in Thor Ragnarok, which she played a Valkyrie, he was Thor. So they've paired them up again for Men in Black International. I think it's kind of cool to visit that world, but like in Europe or somewhere. It's not in America. That's kind of cool, I think. And of course, 2019 is going to be the ubiquitous Toy Story with Toy Story 4. And let me tell you what, right now, if it's just going to make me cry, I'm not watching it. I didn't watch the last one because I heard it made you cry. I'm like, screw that noise. I got enough problems. I'm looking forward to Spider-Man Far From Home, which is, they say, is a huge spoiler for Avengers 4 because, hey, Spidey ain't dead. Because it does take place after the snap. So there's a load more where this came from, but I'm not mentioning the smaller movies because it's just too much. So let's fast forward down to December 2019. December 20th, 2019. Now here's a chance for Spaceboy to blow his gasket if you'd like. So, Spaceboy, what do we have to look forward to on December 20th, 2019 with Star Wars Episode 9?
Yes. Well, Star Wars has taken an interesting journey since it's gone under the mouse's cap, so to speak. I've talked several times about the social justice warriors that are out there that have embedded themselves into Star Wars. Mm-hmm. And
but is that going to be in the upcoming one?
Well, if you give me a chance to give my share of the take here. So basically what we have here is J.J. Abrams is directing this I guess the end of the saga, if you will. He's been really given from Bob Iger the mission of let's get this fixed and kind of get the people back on our side after the big train wreck that was called Star Wars The Last Jedi. Now, as we look forward to this new movie, and as I've been testing the waters lately with the fandom out there, there is this gravitation that the fandom really wants a good movie. In fact, if you haven't seen, there's a fan-made film that has come out recently, and it's called the Shards of Darth Vader or something to that effect.
The Shards?
Yes, it's shards, like shards of glass.
Really?
Not like in... Shards. Yes, I know what you're saying.
Okay, we won't go there.
We have a European...
I don't want to derail, sorry.
We have a European audience that would understand that more clearly than our American counterparts here. But the fan film, really, when you watch it, it is exactly what a Star Wars movie should be. It's what they want. It's what they want, and I think that once Disney fully realizes to give the fans what they want, and I'm not saying 100% give them what they want. I'm just saying if they tailor make these movies to the fandom, then they're going to be successful movies, i.e., Marvel movies. Would you say that the Marvel movies are pretty successful, Solana?
Because the fans like it and they spend the money to go enjoy it, and it's usually positive feedback.
And the movies are not pushing some political agenda. I mean,
just telling a story.
Yes, exactly.
Here's the story, and we're telling it. We don't have women are better, men are better, transgenders better. It's just a story.
It's never been about. For me,
I need to know the sexual orientation of Rocket the raccoon. No, I don't. To tell this story, I don't need to know it.
No, we don't need to know that Lando Calrissian is pansexual.
Although I'm not surprised because he's kind of like an ew creep factor, but
But anyway, we don't need that in our Star Wars movies. We go to see Star Wars because we want to get into the journey. We want to see the hope for the future of characters that we've grown to love.
We want story, which is, I think, the downfall of episode 1, 2, and 3, which was like, look, we got computers. Let's show you what we can do. And whereas 4, 5, and 6 was story, character, and plot driven. The special effects were second and third to the story.
Right off the bat, episodes 1, 2, and 3 get a bad rap, but I enjoyed them.
They're so boring.
A lot of people, and you're derailing the conversation right now, Solana. So basically, as we look forward to episode 9, it's starting to sound pretty good because J.J. Abrams is tapping into, he's tying all the Star Wars films together, and trying to.
Okay with. No, who did the third or fourth Trek? Was that Peg?
Trek? We're talking Star Wars right now.
I know, but J.J. Abrams was involved in the rebooted Trek movies, too.
Yes, he was.
Because he's a fan.
Yes.
And I think
but he's
put it in the hands of a fan.
He's more of a Star Wars fan than he is Trek fan, even though he loves both. But anyway, so that Solana can continue to talk, my prediction of the future is that the Star Wars movie might pay off, and if it does, it may lay the way for more Star Wars movies. Actually, there's a whole trilogy of movies that they're planning that will take place in the Old Republic, which is kind of like pre Star Wars.
That might actually merge into the.
Yeah. So anyway, where are we at, Solana?
Well, we're still talking about what's coming up for TV. Rather, when we say TV, I don't know if TV exists anymore.
Well, since we're on the subject of TV, next year you have the Disney streaming service.
That's exactly where I'm going into.
And you've got the Star Wars TV show called The Mandalorian.
Is it TV because it's displayed on your TV?
Yes. I mean, it's still
what do
you call that that's hanging on our wall over there?
Well, it's not coming from a network service.
It's not, that TV is not
defined as we know it anymore. It's different.
No, TV is not an acronym that we would use for...
Like Netflix is categorized as TV, right?
It's not broadcast is what you're saying. Broadcast. It's a streaming service.
But that's not coming till...
next year, this time.
Way late next year.
Yeah.
Not till maybe December, but as you say, when they come, they're going to really push original content. Like you say, original content for Star Wars. Is The Mandalorian about the bounty hunter? Boba Fett?
Don't know yet.
Is that his race, though, Mandalorian? Okay.
Well, Boba Fett is a clone.
Oh, gosh, there's so much backstory I don't even know. That's cool for original content, but what about the things I do want to see? Their giant catalog of classic animation films, Pixar, movies that are made under the not maybe necessarily the Disney name, but other things. Television shows. Remember the Disney Channel? Will that stuff be there? And don't forget, they own Fox content now. But they're very tight-lipped about what is going to be on the Disney service or even what's going to be called. The predictions are they're going to attempt to resurrect the Muppet Show, update the Mighty Ducks franchise, more book adaptations, a live-action remake of Lady and the Tramp. Why? Plus some...
Well, we've talked about that. That's the trend of these Disney movies, like Aladdin. Is a live-action Aladdin's coming out.
And I'm sorry, but needless remakes of classics such as The Parent Trap, Father of the Bride, and Dear God, Why? Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Leave it alone. By the way, Disney is also a major shareholder of Hulu. Mm-hmm. And they're saying some of their newly acquired Fox content may fit better over on Hulu because maybe not all of it's family friendly, so stick it over on Hulu, so that means Disney CEO says there's a possibility of them offering a bundled service of Hulu, Disney, ESPN, and ESPN Plus. And I think the only reason they're offering those ESPNs is to try to keep them alive. Because Amazon, I don't know if you've noticed this, Amazon Video is trying to cut into sports where they've been broadcasting football games live. I don't know if you've noticed that.
On Amazon?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's interesting, don't you think? I mean, we don't watch sports, but when I went to visit my friend Leanne for Christmas Day, her husband told me, see, Leanne and her husband and I are from Louisiana, so we follow the Saints football team. He was telling me the Saints are a contender again. So I may or may not watch that, but if I have to pay for it, I'm not. So
we have Prime, so we can actually watch it without paying for it.
Some things that are going to happen in 2019, there's going to be some notable anniversaries. Anything that happened in 1969 will be 50 years old next year. For instance, Woodstock, the Brady Bunch, the movie Easy Rider,
Space Boy,
Dukes of Hazzard, Rocky II, Amityville Horror, Rapper's Delight by the Sugar Hill Gang will be 40 years old next year. 40 years old. And it will be the 30th anniversary for Do the Right Thing movie, When Harry Met Sally, the song We Didn't Start the Fire by Billy Joel, and The Simpsons will be 30 years old. Now, here we go off the deep end and get your tissues out. The future of the internet. Well, I didn't find answers for this like I wanted, because the first thing I wanted to talk about was the effing whitelisting of half the internet. Meaning, I've got ad block on because I don't want to see this bullcrap content. Well, could you please whitelist our site because we need the ad revenue and blah, blah, blah. Space, what are you doing?
Don't mind me. Just continue with what you're saying.
That annoys him. Anyway, I am so sick of having to whitelist sites and all that garbage. It's the whole point of me blocking your ads is so I wouldn't have to see your crappy content and it would slow my internet down. But anyway, the internet is going to be bundled. There'll be more streaming services. They say this concept will leak out from the internet service industry into utilities, grocery stores, roadside assistance are all going to go into this bundling idea. You know how, get your phone and your internet and your security, house security bundled together.
Haven't they learned anything from Comcast?
We don't want it. Cyber criminals are going to start attacking devices that are connected to the internet, especially our infrastructure. So if you've got smart products that are running the city, they're vulnerable to be hacked, and they're going to get hacked. There's going to be more smart products, like Alexa. Our devices will be more smart with AI. They'll be connected to the internet, lighting, heating, cooling, other household processes. We'll get more energy efficient cities that will be, run by AI and connected to the internet. There's going to be more LED lights. Smart cities will evolve. And that's all interesting, depending on how you feel about it. But here's what I want to know is, am I still going to have to whitelist half the internet on my ad blocker? And I couldn't find any specific info about that. Now, last thing I want to talk about tonight, and this, I'm sorry to leave you on a bummer, but this is important, people, and it's going to happen. The future of free speech. Quote, the internet may have been founded on the principles of egalitarianism and democracy, but the future of free speech on the web looks bleak, according to a recent report from the Pew Research Center. And I looked at that research results, and it's exactly what I thought. And once again, I say sites like Twitter deleting accounts, tweets, and banning users who don't line up with the popular opinion. Yes, I know it's their company and their platform, and they can do whatever they want, but it just feels like censorship. And you can tell me, well, it was hate speech, but it's still speech, and it's supposed to be free. And if you're upset and offended by it, why is that everyone's problem? I hate that we live in a world where someone's feelings matter more than the truth. I hate that someone getting their feelings hurt is now the ultimate offense. Also, there's things like Article 13 in Europe that I can't believe memes are causing that many businesses and artists to lose revenue or violating copyrights. I can't believe any of that. I feel it's a way for them to suppress free expression, opinion, and criticism. Then you've got social media being weaponized by extremist groups and terrorists, bots at work on social media to cause disruption, fake news. Sadly, 62% of Americans get their news from social media and don't bother to follow up to find out if it's true. How do I have to explain to you how dubious sources are on the internet and social media? because we live in a post-truth world. Post-truth meaning the truth isn't important. Facts are not important. It's who says what first and who feels strongly about it. Suppression of news and stories that don't fit into the mainstream story and media. That right there is censorship. Social media feels like a cesspit to me. It's gotten to the point where since I know that my personal opinion on any given topic would not be acceptable, I just don't share it. So now I'm doing self-censorship. The consensus is that people that were asked in this research is because people are so empowered by network communication, it's here to stay whether people are at their worst or their best. Social media isn't going anywhere. Our concerns have been about being able to express ourselves online. Is what people are worried about is the loss of anonymity. Businesses and governments might be able to know who's saying what now. It's Big Brother online. They can find you and say, oh, well, you said this comment. We're not going to hire you. Oh, you said this comment. You're going on a watch list. 4 major concerns I found. Things will stay bad because to troll is human nature. Yeah, I think that's right. Big forces out there who support trolls are going to keep it going. No, things will not get better because they're saying no, things will get better because solutions will arise with the help of AI to catch the trolls for us. But then the state may regulate our debate and limit our access to free speech. I totally feel that's here and it's coming, and they're going to find a way to use Article 13. I think they're going to find a way to use net neutrality and stick that in there. You could call me paranoid, but it's fine. Social media has given us a platform where we can really see the polarization of our communities, of our humanity. Now, sure, maybe that's always been there, but we've not always had the internet to see this. Are we feeling stronger about it because we get to see it in our face now? We've always had different opinions, but it's never felt so disgusting and violent and just icky. Now, before the internet, maybe we didn't get along, but it just doesn't feel like it was at this fever pitch. I found this quote online. Foundational values mean increasingly little to those who believe hearing something disagreeable is the worst thing that could happen to them. Meaning your feelings or having your feelings hurt is the worst thing that can happen to you. Worse than losing your home in a fire, worse than me running over your dog. Perspective is just skewed. So to sum up, our future of browsing and social media is the internet in a nutshell is it's time to move to the deep web. And very, very, very lastly, the question on all our minds, where is my flying car? Well, the Terra Fugia transition is out there and it will go on sale in 2019. The company has announced the first production vehicles are on their way. It's a vehicle 2-seater car / aircraft that uses a hybrid system. It's a conventional internal combustion engine, ICE for short. It's combined with a lithium iron phosphate battery to propel itself. The battery is proven to be much safer than other lithium iron batteries that explode like your little hoverboard or in other electric cars and cell phones. Those ones that explode and cause fires. It's the hybrid engine. We'll also get cosmetic and safety improvements. There's no price yet, but it's going to be available in 2019. So there's your flying car, Avery Brooks.
Okay, so on that magical note, let's go ahead and take our final break of the evening, and maybe Sir Lana will be nice enough to open the phone lines.
You are listening to Spaceboy Universe on the SBU network.
Explore the universe with Spaceboy and Sir Lana.
Get your game on Spaceboy Universe. level up with Space Boy Universe. No quarters, no problems. Play it at Space Boy Universe.
You are listening to Space Boy Universe. Here are your hosts, Space Boy and Sir Lana.
All right, we're back. And
phone line is open.
Yes, that phone number is 833-202-7296.
No, it is not. That number is 833-202-7286 or 833-202-SBUN.
What did I say?
You said 96. It's 86.
Okay.
But that's okay. If you go to spaceboyuniverse.com, the number is listed in the top right on every page. So it's there if you want to see it. 833-202-7286 is a toll-free number. It's open now. I'm ready to see you. Do not forget to buy a T-shirt or a hat or a tote bag. Maybe start 2019 on a positive note. Send your worst enemy a Spaceboy Universe shirt, and we have a call if I can pick it up. Am I muted? Are you there, caller?
I sure am.
Oh, wow, that is so quiet, Bev. I didn't think you were there. The connection is just pristine sounding.
Cool. That's great.
Yeah, wait until we have Robert Sullivan IV on. That connection is going to be awesome.
We're going to use a whole different setup for that, aren't we?
Mm-hmm. I predict that that's going to be a show that you must watch or must listen to.
Oh. We're always here. Well,
most of the time.
Sometimes it can't be helped that we're not, yeah. Like when I was in the hospital, but...
True, and we miss you, and we always pray for you.
Oh, well, thank you. I pray for you guys, too.
Yeah, we need him.
God knows we need it.
I pray for all the Space Cadet family.
That's why you're most loved in the group there, Bev. So,
oh my.
Do you have any predictions or anything to comment on Sir Lana's exhaustive list of things that she's brought up tonight?
Oh man, there was a lot. I like the part about Facebook.
Oh yeah? What was your favorite part about that?
Wild. The whole thing.
Mark Zuckerberg being a lizard?
They screwed up, but the company's fine. They screwed up, but the company's still healthy. That's just baffling to me.
Well, it was really honey, can you close the bedroom door?
Well, you can't pat your head and rub your stomach at the same time, Bev?
Well, I'm kind of limited because I'm on my
No, I was referring to to your Echo.
Yeah. I am not a good multitasker. Put it to you that way. I get confused very easily.
I know somebody like that cannot drive and talk on the phone at the same time. I will not name her name.
Oh, I can't.
But I only have one other friend, so it's easy to guess if you've listened long enough.
And since you said her, it's not me, you know.
No, no.
Well, I hope you're not a her.
No,
like her brain can't divide the two tasks, you know? So it worries me when she's driving.
Well, you're always mentioning because she's blonde.
Yeah, natural blonde. Worries me.
Bob always says I'm a blonde trapped in a brunette's body.
Yes, she is.
Oh, it's Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Bob's been killing it in our alternative chat.
You've totally embraced that chat room.
Thank you.
and you've done exactly.
I could actually.
You've done exactly what I've missed out of a chat room is the ability to post pictures and things related to the topic and make it very interactive. During the breaks, Sirlana and I have been looking at a new chat program to test out. Yeah, and that'll probably be the next one we'll check out.
You come back next Saturday, there'll be a different looking chat there just because we're testing.
Yeah, that's Billy Gibbons and shit.
Hey, you said a dirty word.
Yeah,
a wordy dirt. A wordy dirt.
John Fogerty video was great, man. That was some good music there.
I didn't see it.
It was earlier in the chat.
Oh, okay. Not my style of music generation, but as long as everybody else is enjoying it, cool.
That's the music that we grew up on.
Yeah, that's like nails on a chalkboard.
No, it's music I kind of grew up on, too.
I grew up in the 60s, and that's where the root come from with John Fogerty.
Yeah.
No,
well,
I like ZZ Top, but anything like the John Fogerty and all that, that's not my I wasn't born then, so it doesn't mean anything
even though
to me.
he's from your neck of the woods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've listened to Fogarty music, and I'm like, yeah, this is not for me. So.
That's fine. Elliot.
That's fine.
Our cat's getting up on my arm. I'm sitting in my pewter chair, and my cat's getting up on my arm, putting the claws in to pet me. He says, pet me, and he uses his claws.
Using you as a pin cushion, huh?
That's my boy.
Found the old school emojis.
Elliot. You what?
I found some really old school emojis in that chat program we're using on our website. They're called Emojis Legacy. You find that if you go to...
Wow. Oh, wow.
You know where you're typing everything in? If you go to the right, there's these 3 bars on top of each other. You click that, and it gives you some other options, so you can do Emojis Legacy.
And it's like about 8, well, not 8, but it's like 5 or 6 different choices what to do.
Yeah.
Well, see, Bob's got to set me up with an account for it on Google so I can get into it.
You don't need an account on Google. You don't need it. No one needs an account on Google for anything.
You just need to download Chrome.
We'll see.
Download Chrome or Firefox. It's time
Copy and
to get rid. It's time for us to have a revolution. Let's get together as a community here, Space Cadets, and promise each other we will no longer use Internet Explorer or Edge. Let's kill it together. Together we can overcome.
I haven't used it in years.
I can get Space Boy on Google, but I go in as Bob, not me. So I have to go to Explorer and go in.
You don't have to log in to Chrome for anything.
You don't have to, dear.
You don't have to log into Chrome for any reason. Just download it and just go.
Yeah. Yeah, in my defense, she is on one of my old computers, and I had set her up on Internet Explorer, and that was for gaming purposes on Facebook. So,
Now, if you like Fogarty, that's fine. That's your cup of tea. It's not mine. But so to each his own. I'm not going to get butthurt about it and go complain on social media.
I'm in Bob's camp.
Well, see, I use Google for everything else.
I use Chrome, but I use DuckDuckGo.com for searching because I don't like being spied on.
I've never heard of that.
Well, it's just a website. It's like Google.com. You just DuckDuckGo.com. You go and you say, hey, I want to find out where's the best tinfoil to make my hat. Same thing. No big deal.
but you don't have it popping up on your Facebook ad afterwards.
Well, it's also, I downloaded it for my phone, for my iPhone, DuckDuckGo, and you can't even open the app unless you have my thumbprint. And when I close DuckDuckGo, it burns everything. It burns the data, the cookies, the cache, the history. So it's new every time you open it, and you can't open it unless you cut off my thumb.
I'm not tech savvy.
She's not.
But he tells me I know enough just to make me dangerous.
Lord help me.
If you can break a computer doing it like that, then it's not a good computer. That's all I say. You would be perfect for beta testing technology. That way, if Bev can break it, then it's not a good product. And they need to go back to the drawing board.
If she breaks it,
well, that's like the Zebco fishing rods.
Oh God!
They're not supposed to be able to. What do they call it? Backlash.
The old 202 reels. That was their claim to fame. You cannot backlash this reel.
Yes, he did.
She did.
Hey, I don't know what to say. You give me, I'll find a way to do something that's not supposed to be done.
I can do that too, but I usually do it on purpose.
Oh.
I'll go, how can I break this? And then if I can break it, then it's not a good product. If it's breakable.
There you go.
That's me. If I get a hold of something, if it lasts within a year, it's good. 6 months, not bad. Because I'm hard on everything.
Yes, he is.
Hey, at least I admit it.
True, he does. So that he's good there.
Let's see what's happening for next year, dear.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Oh, well, it'd be nice within the next year I get off my O2. I'm down to 2 now instead of 4.
That's awesome.
So that's a start.
That's a good prediction.
She's spend times off without it, too. So
that's just when I'm resting. But when I get up moving around, I have to have an order.
Oh, no. She is. Don't let her fool you, but she is getting up moving around without it. So.
Well, and my O2 level drops, though.
Yeah, but it's called exercise, dear.
I know. I know, dear.
I'm promoting her because she is getting up and trying to do more without it. So, and that's what they want. They want to try to wean her off of it.
Yeah. But
hopefully, pray by this time next year, she won't need it.
That's what I'm praying for.
Awesome.
Well, let's make that a good prediction for this coming year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on my book.
and my kidneys get up to 100%. They're at 52 right now, so.
And maybe next year I'll have a Christmas album out.
Okay, that I can't wait to see.
I could kind of hear Bob's voice in a country Christmas kind of song kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. More along the lines of Bing Crosby and the old school. Ames Brothers.
Yeah, he likes that kind of music, and I do too.
Well,
I love Bing Crosby and Frank Sinatra and all them.
Those are good.
Oh, hey, while I got you on the phone, SB, I got a pot that's dirty on my amp. That's scratchy. What's a good cleaner? Do you know?
For electronics
on
in
my
general?
Volume?
Yeah. That is a good question.
What did you do to his amp?
Yeah. It's my volume switch on my amp.
Oh.
Scratchy, and it fluctuates,
Does it go up to 11?
We used to be, Radio Shack used to have a good cleaner, but it was a cleaner and lubricant for something like that. But here we have none.
Will the knob come off?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I could pull it apart. As far as pull the knob off, you got the little lock nut on the front.
Then what I would recommend is if it will pop off, getting a little tub of, scrub it down with a little baking soda, and then let it sit in some water, and then after a few hours of letting it sit, go ahead and rinse it off, and with a nice terry cloth, and a
nice Chianti,
wipe it down, and you should see an improvement. That's what I would recommend. Yeah, and I'm thinking
maybe a little vinegar.
Yeah, maybe a little vinegar. I get this idea from a friend of the show that's been on, Murray. I can't think of it. David Murray, who was the 8-bit guy. He does a lot of computer cleaning.
Oh yeah.
And
oh man, I love that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gina asked alcohol.
What about alcohol?
Can you use alcohol to clean it?
Alcohol.
Getting it down into the workings is the problem. It used to be a spray you used to get through Radio Shack. It was a lubricant plus a cleaner.
All right. Well,
and you was able to spray in, and you could work and get the dirt out. Dirt's what it is.
Well, there's always Go Juice that can do that too, and a little. But I've had some success with baking soda and vinegar to get a lot of those little tiny crevices that you can't really get into. But between those and a toothbrush you don't need anymore, those are usually the best things to do that.
Yeah. Well, it's probably an enclosed deal to where it's where a spray would work. Yeah, but
Right.
I did see something about WD, but man, I don't know.
Ew, that would kind of rust it, wouldn't it?
No, WD is fish oil.
Oh, okay. Well,
basically.
I don't know about that stuff. I don't know nothing about tech.
WD is banned in many fish tournaments. But yeah, so I was wondering if you knew anybody, because the last place I knew was Radio Shack, and they had the best stuff back in the day.
Yeah, it's a shame that thing went to the wayside, and
they did.
I loved going to Radio Shack when I was younger to find different things.
Oh yeah, I loved Rat Shack.
And some of my best headphones, were from there. The kind that had, the big headphones.
The cans.
The cans.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Isn't that what they call them, cans?
Whatever what happened that they went down?
Just like a business, really.
Well, they weren't listening to their customers.
My first computer was TRS-80.
Yeah.
They didn't change with the times.
TRS-80 color computers.
You what, Sermana?
They did not change with the times. They couldn't change their business model to what people wanted, which is to not go into a Radio Shack, especially as a woman, not go into a Radio Shack and be talked down to. So.
Yeah.
Well, ours, they're pretty friendly.
Yeah,
but
around here they
a lot of it is with the price things. You can't build a computer hardly anymore like you used to, cheaper than you can buy one. Really is.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have the drive for the tech like you used to. Back in the 70s and 80s, you had people, man, they were building computers and everything out of their basements.
Oh, I built every computer I had since the late 90s until it got to the point where, I just can't do this anymore. I don't know the time or the interest, or I can't. If I have to put one more jump drive on top of a thing, I'm going to sweat to death and lose my mind. So I'm like, no more.
It used to be that Radio Shack was kind of like going to.
You can't really.
I do have a prediction for the next year.
Oh, go for it. Go for it.
Too much. Okay, where was it, honey, that milk was 77 cents a gallon?
It was at Kroger's today.
Okay. I predict that milk for the next year is going to stay under $1 a gallon.
I'm only concerned about lactose-free chocolate milk. I'd like for it to get under $3.
I just wish I get gas for $1.09 like I did here a while back.
Yeah, that was a big boo-boo.
You can get it for under $2 at certain gas stations here in Houston, depending on the location, and if you have that gas station's little card, reward card.
Yeah.
Or if you're paying cash,
right now here.
You can get it as $1 something here. So, but anyway, I am getting the wrap-up signal from Spaceboy here. So,
okay.
Yeah, we gotta do some household cleaning here. We knew you were gonna call in, and we're glad you called in. We're great that you've got predictions. We hope your personal ones come true, because that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It would be nice if.
Oh yes, it would.
It would be nice if more crap did not happen to Spaceboy and I. That would be nice, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Nothing but positive vibes for next year. I guarantee it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I've been here, and in fact, I'm on the uprise on the positive vibes.
Yes, we all need to keep positive vibes for next year.
Let's hope that the prediction of SBU
terminating
its broadcast next year doesn't come true.
Yeah.
No.
That will not happen.
No, that won't happen. No.
All right, guys. We love you. What were you going to say?
I want to wish all Space Cadets and you two a very happy and prosperous New Year.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I was going to say for you, too, as well. Happy New Year coming up.
And we'll see you all next year.
All right. Yeah, literally. Next year.
Literally.
Okay.
Bye,
we
guys.
love you all.
Yes, bye.
Bye.
Give Dino a big hug.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Breaking up's hard to do, isn't it? So, you're probably wondering what's happening next Saturday, right? Yes? Is that why you're looking at me like that?
Well, what is...
It's January the 5th.
Okay,
Our
so
new year.
I brought up the fact that Robert Sullivan IV will be back. We're going to be using Zoom.
Using new tech to connect.
And so it'll be nice if we could have a chat room that is robust enough to handle.
We'll try this other one. It'll be fun. We'll just keep trying things till we find something that everybody can use and everybody likes. Be nice if you can be in the dreaded IE and or on your phone, and it would work too. So we'll keep testing. We'll keep having fun with it. Letting you know. The important thing is buy our merch. Get you something spiffy to wear for the new year that shows that you are a space cadet or that you're a lover of Spaceboy music and his music. Also, do not forget you can go to spaceboymusic.com and download free songs or whole albums worth of free music from Spaceboy himself. Do not forget that. So that's what's coming up now. Beyond January 5th, I have some ideas I'd like to do for shows, but I do not know how to encapsulate the research in 1 week to do a show on certain topics. But again, if you've got ideas, you can always contact us with your ideas or say, hey, will you interview this person? Contact at spaceboyuniverse.com. That's contact at spaceboyuniverse.com with show ideas and suggestions for people to interview. Or you want me to read a book and talk about it, or you want us to go see this TV show or this web series or this movie and talk about a certain thing, and you got a suggestion, do that. That'd be awesome. Love how you call in with your ideas. Thank you for participating in our alternative chat tonight for fun. We appreciate that. We may have one next week that will be different because we want to see if there's something we all like together that has a low learning curve that everybody can use cross-platform. So that's what's coming up. As always, you can go to our website, spaceboyuniverse.com, get a link to our merchandise with our on the shop, on the menu with shop. The slideshow also has the first slide should be linked to the shop. And what else is going on? We were going to start working on a project, Spaceboy and I, a video project.
Yeah, it's overdue. That's how soon we're starting it.
We're already 3 months behind. So we're going to start working on some video content with Spaceboy music. But Spaceboy music is under or inside of the universe, so we put them together. So thank you, Gene. That was very not kind. Thank you, Dino.
So on that note, let's play us out. Join us next week, my friends, when you'll hear Sirlana talk a lot about something, and I might pop up a few times, tell some bad jokes, but that's why you tune into the universe. Have a good evening and Happy New Year.
Spaceboy Universe is hosted by Spaceboy and Sirlana. Executive producer is Sirlana. Associate producer is Leanne Cordes. Music production is Spaceboy of SpaceboyMusic.com. Special thanks goes out to Leanne K, K28, Dino, Solars Blue Raven, Patrick Sporer, Bob and Beverly N. This has been a Spaceboy Universe production. Support the universe by exploring Spaceboy Universe with Spaceboy and Sirlana. Sweet dreams, Space Cadets.
Hi, I'm Spaceboy.
And I'm Sirlana.
And you're listening to Spaceboy Universe
on the Paranormal UK Radio Network.